All right, welcome back to Mad English TV. Today we're going to take a look at this idiom here, take to task. Have you ever heard that before? If you take someone to task. Well, here's an example, okay? Someone needs to take our prime minister to task. Someone needs to take our prime minister to task. What does that mean? Have you ever heard that idiom? Well, it means to confront, or to criticize, or to correct. Okay, if someone's doing something that you don't like, you don't approve of, they're doing something wrong, they're making mistakes or whatever, then you can go and talk to them. You take them to task, right? It means you're going to confront them, criticize them in some way. You want them to change something, or you want to correct them or something. So, if we say, someone needs to take our prime minister to task, that means the prime minister is doing something that is wrong in your opinion, right? I mean, maybe the prime minister is lying, or maybe the prime minister is really incompetent. Maybe there are protests all over the country, and you say someone needs to take our prime minister to task. Just get out of there, right? And we need a good leader who knows how to run the country, right? So take to task. That's going to mean you're going to go, maybe call up, your prime minister and say, look, things aren't going very well. Just fix this, fix the situation. You might call up your boss. You might call up one of your coworkers, or just anything that anybody who's doing something that you don't like. You can take them to task. Okay. Now here's an old English word that that you might hear sometimes in old English books or even movies. You might hear this. Okay, reprove. Okay, for example, women are reproved in some countries if they do not cover their heads. Okay, women are reproved in some countries. For example, Iran, if you go to Iran or Saudi Arabia, those countries, right? It's kind of the law, right? That women need to cover their heads. So if a woman is walking around, let's say on the streets or whatever, without her head covered, she will be probably reproved by, I don't know, maybe her family members or the police, the government, right? So reproved, it means it's almost like rebuke, like you better do this, you better change, right? You're correcting them, you're confronting them, and you're not happy about it, right? So we use this word, right? If something is wrong and you need to change something, or we use the idiom like take to task. Now, usually idioms like this, to take to task, they're kind of informal. I mean, you hear idioms like this in all settings, but it's more informal, right, than a word like reprove. Reprove is more like official language. It's more like something you might see in a document somewhere, or, I mean, like I said, it's kind of more Old English. I don't know. I rarely hear this word in modern English. I'm trying to remember if I've ever heard this word in normal English speech, right? So it's not very common, but it's the same idea, right? You're taking someone to task. So the idiom to take to task is more informal, and you can use it pretty much in all situations. Okay, you could say, I took my coworker to task for his incompetence. Maybe your coworker is just doing a bad job, making a lot of mistakes at work, or maybe he's late all the time, right? You could say, man, you're late all the time. Like, come on, man. Like, show up on time. This is serious. If you're late all the time, it means we have to do more work. It's not fair for us, right? So you're confronting him, right? You're taking him to task. Look, show up on time or get lost. Shape up. How does it go? How does it? Shape up or ship out? Yeah, shape up or ship out, right? That's what it is here. Shape up or ship out. That's another idiom, like a phrase we use in this situation, right? If you're taking someone to task, you're confronting them and you're angry, you could say, look, buddy, shape up or ship out, right? Ship out means to get out. Get out of the job, right? I mean, you know, don't be here anymore. Get lost, right? So this means to shape up means to improve, right? It means to like improve your performance. Shape up or get lost. Ship out, right? Skedaddle. Skedaddle. What is that? That's a really informal word. Skedaddle. I don't even know how to spell that. Anyway, I'll look it up and I'll post it up here somewhere. Skedaddle means just to get out of here, get lost, ship out, right? So if you don't do your homework, I'll take you to task. All right. So I could tell you that, hey, as a teacher, you guys are my students, right? If you don't do your homework, well, I'll take you to task. It means I'll confront you on that. Okay, so speaking of homework, let's do some homework. Have you ever taken someone to task? It could have been, I don't know, a coworker or someone at school. Maybe you were in a group project. That reminds me of all the brutal group projects I was in college. I don't know why. Colleges here in Canada, I'm not sure about other countries, there's just so much group work, like group tasks, teamwork, right? You have to do like write a paper together or come up with a presentation, do a presentation or something, right, in front of the class. And especially as a college student, that's so hard because every student has a different schedule and a lot of students are working. So when I was going to college here in Calgary, it was like I was a part-time student for quite a few years. And, well, actually, no, I was part-time for, I think, 2 or 3 years. And so working in groups was almost impossible because, like, people have different work schedules, right? Some people work in the evening, some people work in the morning. And to all get together to actually work on your project as a group, it was, like, super rare. So usually at the beginning of the semester, the group would meet together just to meet each other and to kind of divvy up the roles, right? To divvy up means to divide the roles. Okay, so you're going to do this, you're going to do this, I'll do this. Okay, that's called divvying up. Okay, so to divvy up the roles. And then as the semester went on, maybe 2 group members would meet when they had free time. And then maybe there would be like just communication over texting or email or something like that. But yeah, it was always so frustrating. I remember certain projects where I had to do almost all the work. There's this guy who worked in a restaurant and he was just working all the time. I think he was pretty lazy though. I don't know if he was really working or if he was just lazy, but anyway, yeah, I was in a group and he basically did nothing. He showed up on the day of the presentation, and we all gave him a terrible group mark. Right? Usually the grades are kind of based partly on the overall grade, but then each person in the group can give each other a grade, right? Like a weighted, like I don't know, like to see, basically to reflect who did the most work and who didn't do any work, right? So yeah, we gave him a bad mark. I don't know what we got on that presentation, but I remember we did so much work. But there were other times when I was busy working, and I remember being in a group with 2 other guys. It was some business paper we had to write. It's like some huge paper, and they did more work than me, and I felt kind of bad that I never had the time to meet with them. So they gave me a slightly lower mark in the group, but they were nice to me. They didn't lower it too much. So it's one of those things. It's just frustrating. So have you ever worked in a group project at school or at your work? It's it can be really frustrating. Sometimes you just need to take someone to task, or maybe you've taken your teacher to task or your boss. Sometimes bosses are just like so incompetent, right? Maybe your boss is like not making any sense or sleeping on the job or whatever, and you have to go and take your boss to task. So let me know if you've ever taken someone to task. Let me know down in the comments your story when you took someone to task. I'd be interested to hear that. But anyway, that's it for today. Happy Hump Day. It's Wednesday evening when I'm making this video, I think. I might post it tomorrow, so it won't be Hump Day. Wednesday is called Hump Day because it's like in the middle of the week, right? You got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, middle, Thursday, Friday, and then you got the weekend. So Wednesday's like the middle of the week. So sometimes people say it's Hump Day. So happy Hump Day whenever I post this. Maybe just imagine a camel in your head, right? A camel has a hump. All right. So when I hear the word Hump Day, I always think of a camel. But anyway, have a great day, guys. Whatever day of the week it is, and stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy. I love you guys so much. And as always, I'll see you over in the next episode of Mad English TV. Take care.